Biden wasn't going to come out of his basement until the election. Now he had to because the polls are so good. For me, I'm all over the place. I leave early in the morning, I get home late at night, and that's what you have to do as president.
So President Trump saying recent poll numbers motivated Joe Biden's return yesterday to the campaign trail. Now that both party conventions are in the books, a new Emerson College survey shows the race tightening with just over 60 days to the election. Biden leads by just 2 points, down from the 4-point average that he held back in July. The poll also shows the president's approval rating is up 4 points, approaching a majority for the first time since he took office. Joining me now is Jose Aristimuno, former deputy press secretary for the DNC. Thank you so much for joining us. Are Democrats getting concerned about the tightening race?
Look, we've known from the very beginning that it was going to be a tight race. I mean, let's be real and understand here that this is the president's election to win, right? Presidents usually get reelected. It's historically, we've known that. This time around, obviously, we have an economy that continues to decrease. 1 out of 10 Americans unemployed. Coronavirus, 6 million infections, over 180,000 deaths. So this is certainly not your typical election year. So I'm not surprised that the polls are close. We've known that from the very beginning. But what we can tell you is that Biden will continue to make the case to the American people that if we want to continue on this path of a president that has failed to meet the moment, then let's reelect President Trump. But if you actually want a president who's going to care for you, who's actually going to work to end this pandemic for once and for all, then we need to go with Joe Biden.
We heard Joe Biden making that point yesterday. A lot of people, though, wonder why he didn't take any questions. He hasn't opened himself up to questions in at least a month as we looked. And at times, you know, I watched the whole speech live. He was reading from prompter. He lost his place a number of times, and he seemed to struggle to get back to it. He said things that didn't make sense at all. You know, he said the declining faith in the birth of our national future. This virus has taken more than 100 years. Wait, look. You know, I think watching that, you just wondered how much energy and how capable he was going to be out in the road here as he tries to go campaign.
This is going to be one of the attacks by the Republicans. They've been trying to question his mental sharpness. I don't think. I mean, look, you got to look at the whole candidate as a whole, because he failed to read from a prompter correctly, you know, 2 or 3 times during a speech. That doesn't make him fit to be president. I think it's a silly argument. I think the American people are not looking into those type of things. They want to know which president is actually going to, you know, who's going to solve their problems. And they saw this president failed at the most important thing. The most important thing that a president should do is protect the national security of the American people. And he failed to do that by saying that.
Wait, can I ask you, I understand what you're saying, but I want to ask you, were you happy with his performance yesterday?
Of course I was happy with his performance yesterday. He's done a phenomenal job. Look, Biden.
Do you think he should answer questions, and do you think he should go off prompter?
We got over 60 days, a little bit over 60 days before this election. We have plenty of time for him to answer questions. I'm sure he will do it. He will do that, and the American people will choose. I don't think that's the most important thing, whether they ask him questions. That's going to happen. We're 60 days out. That's like light years in an election.
That's true.